Rise, Meg.
The Force will be with you.
Hello my dear friends and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. I hope you're all having an amazing day. In today's news update we have some really exciting news to do with The Mandalorian. We're also going to be looking at speculation for the Book of Boba Fett and everything you need to know about the upcoming series called The Acolyte. So without any more jibber jabber, let's dive into it. So if you guys remember a couple of months ago there were rumours to do with The Mandalorian Season 3 taking us to Naboo. Well, over the last 24 hours, a new report has suggested exactly the same, also stating that The Mandalorian Season 3 is going to take us to planets that we haven't seen before. Just like the planet Corvus and the moon of Trask, these were planets introduced to The Mandalorian that we had never seen before. But new reports suggest that Naboo was on the list of planets from the start which The Mandalorian wanted to explore, and Season 3 might be the season where we do get to see it once again. The new planets that we're going to see in The Mandalorian Season 3 are going to be part of the overall world building that the show aims to achieve. So evidently this is quite a broad rumour, but nonetheless it's very believable. So I wanted to bring that to you guys and I want to know your thoughts down below. Are we going to see Naboo again, and are you excited to see more worlds, new characters and new species when Season 3 drops, hopefully next year? This article is really fascinating and it talks about how the Book of Boba Fett can reintroduce Return of the Jedi's creepiest creature. The Star Wars universe is overflowing with countless blink and you'll miss them characters, which is why the new upcoming series The Book of Boba should reach back into the franchise's lore and explore one of the creepiest creatures from episode 6. Believe it or not, it's not the Rancor nor the Sarlacc pit. It's actually one that many fans probably never thought about, but one that you'll remember from episode 6 and also LEGO Star Wars. I'm talking about the mysterious member of the Boma Order. When C-3PO and R2-D2 first enter Jabba's palace, a spider-like creature is seen scurrying through the shadowy background as they walk down the main entrance hall. It's a very odd moment since it doesn't really fit the aesthetic of other strange creatures that the audience has met so far, nor does it ever get any explanation. What seems like just another random generic creature akin to a robotic spider is far from mundane, and is actually integral to the story of both Jabba and his palace. Since Bib Fortuna took over Jabba's empire, it seems as though the Book of Boba Fett will explore how this happened and also dive in to the palace's history and legacy. So back to the spiders. These mechanical creatures carry around the brains of monks from the Boma Order. The monks put them inside orbs in order to isolate themselves from physical sensation, to achieve a heightened state of mental awareness. Jabba's palace used to be a monastery for the Boma Order, with several others around the universe. However, when the notorious Hutt crime lord invaded and took over the one on Tatooine to make it his base of operations, he allowed the monks to remain, even after renovating and fortifying the palace. In fact, this is why they still lurk in Return of the Jedi. After Jabba the Hutt's death and Bib Fortuna's eventual ascent to his throne, it could be presumed that some members of the Order would have remained in the palace. If so, audiences could get a real look at these grotesque initial inhabitants of this famous landmark, a structure layered with pages of history long buried beneath. Exploring the Boma Order could force larger contemplation of deeper philosophical storylines and plot devices as well. While it is a universe filled with great action, the core of Star Wars is good storytelling, involving unique creatures and their emotional experiences, choices, and struggles with free will. The Book of Boba Fett could use the Boma Order as a new vein for looking at other characters who may have unique Force-sensitive-like powers similar to the Jedi and the Sith. Since the monks are driven only by thoughts, it could be an interesting way to explore the character dynamics of the violent-minded Boba Fett versus an enlightened antagonist. It also shows us that not all characters need to carry a blaster or a lightsaber to be fascinating. The Star Wars universe has barely scratched the surface of its deep lore. While the latest big screen offerings did little to explore and enhance the diverse roster already established in Star Wars canon, small screen series like The Mandalorian certainly have. The show's success proves audiences have a healthy appetite for expanding the world and looking at characters previously relegated to hanging out in the background. And with its oppressive history, the Boma Order would be a perfect start to a great story. Now, someone in my comments section a few weeks ago did suggest that we do see these creatures in the Book of Boba Fett, because as we saw in the Mandalorian Season 2 finale, Bib Fortuna took over Jabba the Hutt's empire. We need some backstory to how Bib Fortuna got there and what it took to take over Jabba's palace. I'm sure they're going to show this on screen, and I'm sure this will also involve the Boma Order spiders. Since Boba Fett and Fennec Shand are now installed in the criminal underworld on Tatooine, they could go really deep with Star Wars lore. As we know, the Book of Boba Fett is going to be a show for general Star Wars fans, but also the diehards who have a cultish obsession with Boba Fett, and there are many of those. And that segment of fans know their Star Wars lore better than anyone else, and I've got to say this is a real necessity to include them in the show. But what do you guys think? Do you want to see these spiders? Do you want more backstory to Jabba's palace, Bib Fortuna, and all of what's going on in Tatooine in the wake of Boba Fett and Fennec Shand taking over? So with that in mind, let's move on. We're now going to be talking about Star Wars The Acolyte. Over the last few weeks I've been discussing all of the upcoming series and what we can expect, characters we can expect to see, but the one I haven't given much dedication to is Star Wars The Acolyte. So we're going to start off by talking about what we know and also then speculating on who might appear. Let's begin with the simple description on the Star Wars page. The Acolyte is a television series currently being developed for Disney Plus by Leslie Headland. Headland will write, executive produce, and serve as the series showrunner. The show is going to focus on the emergence of dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. So in regards to this show, I've seen a lot of speculation both on Reddit and also on YouTube, and many Star Wars fans seem to think we might see Darth Tenebrous or even Darth Plagueis, a young Darth Plagueis at least, and that could tie in well to the prequels. But I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I just don't think Lucasfilm are going to take the route that we all want to see. Since Lucasfilm seem very focused on the High Republic books, and due to the fact that The Acolyte is taking place at the end of the High Republic, the good guys and the bad guys, all the characters basically, are going to be from the books and comics, and might likely have nothing to do with the Skywalker saga. The only exception, of course, is Master Yoda, because he is even in the comics and the books. This article I came across exemplifies what I'm talking about perfectly. Star Wars hints ancient Sith will impact Disney's new prequel show. So this is what it says. While the Sith are absent so far in the High Republic era, the history of the ancient Sith still threaten the Jedi. This is shown clearly in the book Into the Dark, which could set the stage for the rise of the dark side in The Acolyte. So far, the High Republic's biggest conflict revolves around the Nihil Marauders, but the Jedi's encounters with the Drengir in Into the Dark brings the Sith back into play through ancient history. As we know, the Acolyte's main mystery involves quote-unquote emerging dark side powers. The ancient Sith could be the key to this return in the High Republic era. Claudia Gray's novel shows Jedi at an abandoned space station, where a powerful darkness lurks in the shadows and 4 mysterious idols are somehow tied to it. The Jedi soon find these idols were placed on the station by the ancient Sith in their conflict with the Drengir, centuries before the Jedi discovered them. Sith artifacts seem to be a major concern during the High Republic era, as the Jedi have a protocol to release the darkness contained within them back into the Force. It is worth pointing out that The Acolyte is not directly connected to the books, as it takes place at the end of the High Republic era, but the new novel hints about the forces that may still be at work by the time of the upcoming show. Sith artifacts tied to the ancient darkness and conflicts in centuries past could easily play a role in the rise of a new threat from the dark side. The Sith are likely still lurking in the background of the High Republic, passing down knowledge through the ages outside the reach of the Jedi. But there's no indication of how numerous or powerful the Sith would be at the time of the show. As Star Wars fans, we're very excited by the prospect of a show that's based around the Sith, but given the clear stance that Lucasfilm has taken lately, I really wouldn't hold my breath in expecting to see the Sith that we know and love, such as Darth Plagueis, Darth Tenebrous, and all of that crowd. Nonetheless, I'm going to keep an open mind and see where the show takes us. So that is all of the news I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and also please consider heading over to my Patreon page, where for just $2 or $10 a month, you can get exclusive access to content that's not found here on YouTube. I'm Star Wars Meg, wishing you all a phenomenal rest of the day, no matter where you dwell in the galaxy. Have a good one.